This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. The title of this rant is, Hey Joe, cut the low-hanging fruit from the Pentagon and plan for 22nd century warfare. So kudos to my friend Jim Holmes, who brought up yesterday that in Maryland, where I'm from, the congressman in our area and the two senators from Maryland, of course, everyone else probably also voted on the Defense Authorization Act. I think was $740 billion, something like that. Atrocious, immoral, but these three people that he mentioned, they're all progressives. And that's one of the bad parts about the defense. It's an all or it's a nothing bill. You can't get out of it. Everyone loads as much pork into it as they possibly can. By it being all or no, hey, you got to do it. Now, in Maryland, hey, they're getting a big chunk of that because there's a lot of jobs. There's a lot of different stuff all over Maryland for that. So it does provide a lot of jobs. And it also provides for a lot of jobs in every other state because in the late 40s or the early 50s, the defense companies decided that, hey, we need to be in a state of perpetual warfare and we need to be manufacturing this stuff all the time. So they set up plants and distribution points and assembly lines and subcontractors in as many congressional districts as possible. And we've been in that state of the military industrial complex since then, because when Eisenhower said that in 61, right when he was walking out of office, it had been going on for a long time. Now, it's a terrible system, and it brings out the worst, and it's outdated, but we still, there's so much that is outdated in it, because it's there just to fill jobs, and it still gets voted on. And I'll give you the example: we don't need nearly as many fighter planes as we have. And considering what happened with us in Russia yesterday and the day before, and what's been happened in the 6 or so months that Russia's been hacking us, is that we're investing in the wrong things. And we need a top to bottom review of the whole budget and where our priorities lie. Now, let me give an example of what I would do if I was Joe. Let's say, get a panel. Yeah, you got to have a commission. You got to study it. But one, make it all women. Make it a quarter women, one from every single branch. 16 women altogether, 4 from every single major branch from the military. Get 4 ladies from the high-tech industry, not just like a Google or Facebook, but I mean nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, robotics, that type of a thing. Get them involved. How are we going to do this? Get budgetary people involved. I would say ladies who have been ex-governors, because they have to deal with the budget. They have to balance the budget every single year. They're familiar with this stuff because we've got to get these costs down. Because remember, our budget is more than 10 times more than the next 10 other countries combined. Well, we can win any war we want, but we have to be focused on how we're going to do it and not just keep building things that we don't need anymore. And let's just say for the last quarter, let's have psych ops. We need psych ops. Look what Russia's doing. Where is the strength of our psych ops? We need to have that. And guess what? We can plan for all this. We can get this going in a year. And I would say that the best part about that is that we can start cutting the military budget of $10 billion a year, $20 billion. Let's do it so that within 10 years or less, we're at a point that we're less than what we were at today, even added to inflation. We could get this down. And of course, all of the stuff that we're doing in this will help our defense of our country, create new jobs, and at the same time, the savings can be allocated to where they're really needed in other government agencies. I mentioned the IRS one time, the other day. We need to be giving it a lot more money. I'd make another suggestion, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and so that we can, we're fighting a couple wars here, right? But This is something that we need to do. Let's get the women in the forefront of all of this. I think they'll make much, much better decisions than just military men all over the place. And Joe, this is the time. This is the time for change. We must go at it. We must go at it hard, and let's cut this defense budget.